Hello, this is Gordon Goodwin. Thank you for joining us today as we take an inside look at the Big Phat Band's new release, That's How We Roll. In this series of videos, we'll go deep inside the recording and production process that we undergo while making a record of this kind. Making a record like this doesn't happen overnight. It takes organization, planning, passion, perseverance, sweat equity, and money. Mustn't forget about the money. So, come with me, if you dare, as we speak in intimate detail with key members of the Big Phat Band, and we'll see firsthand the kind of evil genius it takes to make a modern-day big band record. Welcome to the making of That's How We Roll. All right, so let's segue on to the sixth track of the record, Bernie.
It's got to be a vocal tune by then.
we stuck that way at the end of the record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, this is a fast swing, and this track, I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to it yet. It's called "Gaining on You." You can see this arrangement is published by Alfred Publishing. This thing really is completely Bernie, and you guys really sound great on it. And of course, it's 180 degrees different than the skill set you bring to playing the Latin stuff or the kind of pop shuffle. It's a traditional swing, I'd say, kind of modal, minor mode thing,
Fast.
and a pretty fast tempo.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty fast tempo.
Fast for some.
Point taken.
By the way, who is Alfred? Who is Alfred?
Who is that guy? Good question. This probably is. And
like the Batman's butler?
Yeah, exactly. Tucked away in the Batcave.
My publisher, I should probably have that information. Thank you for calling me out in public here.
Maybe they don't know.
Some guy, so talk a little bit about that. Now, I remember when we recorded it, we tried a couple of options, tempo-wise.
Oh, yeah.
And click track-wise. Now, I'm trying to remember if I think we did play with a click track. Didn't we?
I thought
or
we
did
not.
Did we decide not to?
I think we did not.
Yeah.
But, it's a while ago.
Right,
it starts to, even if it's there, I'm not really focusing hard on it. Like, I need that there. It was just a matter of, maybe keeping stuff, the way we record now is not to tape. So visually to see the bars is helpful later
especially
to find stuff.
Especially if we want to do an intercut.
Mm-hmm.
Say we got a great take up till the last quarter of the chart. Well, let's just do the ending. But you need to make sure that the tempo is the same. So if you use a click track, at least then your tempos will match. But I think
there's no click.
Yeah, I don't believe we did use a click.
It might be perfect, but I don't think it was a click.
Thank you. Race to the Bridge, we did not use click.
That's next to last track.
Which was really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this one, I think, we didn't. We kind of fooled around with it, and it felt too stiff using it, and it was just starting to flow.
Because the question is, when you have...
Right.
Do you want all those clicks? Or do you want it on 1 and 3? Do you want it on 2 and 4?
Right.
2 and 4 is, even though that makes sense jazz-wise, it's weird that we don't have our 1 that we like.
Right. That's right.
When
it's that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think horn players also, especially session guys, are used to just a downbeat click.
Right.
Kind of like like a strong foundation that they know it's going to be there that they can lean on when they have to.
Right. But it would have been 1 and 3, not every beat at that tempo.
Right. It would have been a half note click for
right.
sure. Yeah, if we did it. But
otherwise,
however we did it,
it came out great.
Pretty good, and so so you have a big responsibility in that chart in order to keep that time and to make some music out of it, because there's a piano solo, and I really like how it kind of breaks down, and you even play maybe not halftime exactly, but just
broken up,
right? So that it isn't just all ding 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 the whole way through.
Yeah, because I'm doing that. I have to sit there and go do the whole time. So Bernie can open it up a little.
tell them a secret
Yeah.
about fast
Wait.
swing?
Oh, good. Okay, it's about music. Yeah, go ahead.
As long as it's
I don't know if, some jazz players were going to disagree with me on it. But when you're up at that tempo, those are straight eighths.
oh yeah.
Meaning it's not triplet anymore.
Yeah.
There's listen to the horn players, drummers,
Right.
or whoever. They're not playing triplet. They're playing straight eighths. Now, a jazz player, traditional jazz player, I go, oh no, they're still swung.
Right.
But that's what makes them swing, that they're not triplety and they're straight eighths.
They're straight eighths. Oh yeah. And I think
Right?
that's. I'm not sure how much of a secret that is. I mean, and maybe it's just a result of the faster tempo. There's not really time, to go to try to swing it.
Right.
Now, when you're playing your
Well,
right cymbal,
I
are
have
you
heard
going?
guys try.
Are you going ding
Yeah.
ding 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 or ding 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 ding? When you do play an eighth note at a tempo like that, is it ding 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 ding? It's not ding 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 ding. If you can hear the difference.
Are you straightening out your eighth notes?
Yes.
I couldn't hear the difference, but they're all straight.
That's because I.
Yeah, when you're ride rhythm. So
Yeah.
it's not ding, 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 it's
No.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, if
Right,
you
right.
slowed it down,
Right.
Yes, right. Or is it just quarter notes? Ding 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 ding, or with a couple of eighth notes thrown in.
it would vary, but a lot of times I'm playing the whole pattern. But I might be doing like a Tony Williams thing where it's changing, where you put those two eighths and a quarter. Right.
Right.
Even like 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Just to impress my mom a little.
Oh, that's good.
She loves that.
Listen to my son. Okay, well, and then
Because that's a way to break it up, because like when you're at slow swing, that snare drum can be adding some stuff, but when the tempo's going so fast, to do all this stuff in the snare drum, a lot of times it's up here just dancing around, is the way I approach it.
Where's
To have
my
that
part?
little variance.
Here's piano, drums, auxiliary percussion. Wait a second, there's something wrong with this book.
Is it? There it is. Is that it?
You're looking for the bass part?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, bass, never mind. There's something right with this book.
Looks like the keyboard
Okay.
part a little.
Yeah, look. Look at all that. All those slashes, one chord, the whole time.
Wow.
C minor.
Not the whole time.
Well, for the whole time of the slashes. And the solo section. I mean, it changes up too.
There's nothing
but
wrong with that, Gordon.
No,
If
it's
it
fine.
was.
But also,
What's his point?
my point is this: how do you make it so it's going to be a melodic bass line over one tonality the whole time?
And not be boring to me?
Not necessarily not
Oh.
boring, but just something that works with a band.
Well,
You'll have to go to rickshaw.com. Lesson number 15.
just $5.99 a month. You can pay a year in advance.
Now!
No, it's $2.50 a lesson. Anyway, it's not. I don't have it. But if I did,
You should.
right? Well, there you go. And so C minor. So one of the things I end up doing is I have target notes that I shoot for. So I'm not always landing on the root.
But look at this other. Well, the other thing it says right at the beginning: C minor 11, walk freely.
Right.
Now, I actually, when I wrote it, I remember thinking freely in terms of the harmonic language.
Okay.
Not in terms of rhythmic, although rhythmically maybe, but once again at that tempo,
Right.
it is.
Well,
mostly
you conceived it mostly walking straight.
probably.
Okay.
Probably, but I did want to have that ambiguity harmonically, and if you're playing this as a bass player, you're probably hearing some of the dissonance in the chords, that it's not just C minor, it's kind of going up and around and sliding around the C minor tonality, so that would encourage you to, play a half step up for a minute, but then find your target note
Right.
at the appropriate
Exactly.
time.
Yeah, you can do that. And for this, I kept it inside. And what I end up doing is, as far as the target note, I think of one as being a chord tone: root, third, fifth, or seventh. One of those, and that's what I'm trying to land on beat one. So you can make up little melodies around those things, or you could use an 8-note scale. I can speak technically like this, right?
You lost him, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So
I have trouble with titles,
I know.
let alone chordal issues.
We'll work on these things. Okay, so for example, C minor, coming down descending, I'd go C, B, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, C. and that gives me a 2-bar walking line right there. Or I could use the same scale starting on an E flat and come down. Or G. That's for the bass players. You guys get it. See, look at these guys are going, oh, great. Yeah.
Well, it's so interesting because it's so true that the drums have their own issues.
Right.
Bass has their own. I mean, bass players are probably going, oh my God, okay, I get it now.
Exactly.
No one ever told me that. You know, it's different issues on the instruments that's, you know, like, I didn't know some of that stuff.
Well, that's right.
And I don't need to know it.
Well,
Meaning for my instrument.
Well, you're right.
Yeah,
to do your job, you don't have to instrument.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to say it, is because bass players, that's one thing they'll ask me about. How do you think get longer lines?
Yeah, but you do need to know it in a way, because if he starts to go out, take it out harmonically or rhythmically, it's going to affect what you do. You know, either you might say, "Oh, he's going out. I'm gonna lock it in and let him go there," or you might say, "Okay, let's just push this a little farther out." You know, you might make any number of creative choices. You might not know technically what it is he's playing or what
That's
he's
what
doing.
I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But certainly you would know how to integrate it into what you're playing.
That's right. That something different is happening, and
Yeah.
to try to.
Usually when he does that,
Compliment.
I go like this. I go.
I'm gonna have to look at you more then.
There's a radical
This
concept.
video's been great. We're really bonding.
Let's talk about one more song. Let's talk about Rhapsody in Blue.
Oh, good.
I happen to have it down here on the floor.
Did you think this was going to be on the album? I mean, when you wrote this, did you think this was going to be?
No.
Right.
No, I thought it was just a one-off.
Right.
Because we were doing a gig at Walt Disney Concert Hall, and they said we have one song we could play before Patty Austin comes out, and they said play whatever you want, but make sure it's just 5 minutes, and make sure that you don't do any of her George Gershwin songs, because it was a Gershwin concert. Of course, I look at her set list; she's doing every Gershwin song, you know,
Right.
including a couple I already had arrangements on. So I really thought, well, I'm gonna have to write something in order for us to have something to play, and thought. And I had a piano adaptation of Rhapsody, so I started to kind of go through it and isolate what themes I wanted to use, and say, well, which ones do I need, which ones do I not need, and I knew we had an hour to rehearse it, and then we had to go on stage and play it. So I couldn't go too crazy with it anyway, and I ended up not wanting to anyway, and I didn't want to screw it up. I didn't want to take it too far away from his original intent. So. But I think you guys may remember and agree, I was completely blown away and just shocked at the reaction that our performance on
It was amazing.
that first night there at Disney Hall. Just the whole place just exploded.
Yeah.
People have such a strong feeling of affection for this piece of music.
Yeah.
So as we started to play it on our gigs, I thought, oh man, this thing is, we got to record it. And then and we started to play it, and people would come up, which album is a Rhapsody on?
Right.
Again and again.
It became the hit of so many concerts,
Yeah.
And even Hollywood Bowl. Did we play it there?
We did, yes.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
good.
did.
Okay, wait. Even at Hollywood Bowl. I thought so, because it got a huge ovation, and I remember some of the other schools we played it at up in Northern California loved it too.
Yeah.
Because it's familiar. It's something people can hang on to.
You're hitting the nail on the head there too, because obviously a great piece of music stands the test of time.
Right.
One of the hits of all time,
Right.
But familiarity, when you get to hear something at a concert, whether you're going to a Paul McCartney concert, you want to hear the hit versus, so when we play and we're playing one of your tunes that people know very well because it's been 3 records ago or something, that's always a big, reaction because they know it too. So that live thing of familiarity is going to be strong too until people learn the new music. That's why you mix up your set list, new and old.
Right, and then of course once the books get thicker and thicker, and you have more records on your belt, and you want to try to give a balance between the new stuff and the old stuff, and putting a set list can be tricky.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then we were like, wow, we haven't played this song forever, and we haven't played Sing Sang Sung forever. So
Sorry, you know what's nice about this too? What I like about it is all the featured players in the band. because the trumpets.
It's good to make sure you're in frame.
Yeah, sorry. Trumpets featured, trombone.
Solo space.
Yes, and even
Melody,
the beginning. Even the beginning, the clarinet solo at the beginning.
Now, I noticed that you're omitting the names of the guys in the band that play those instruments. Is that some deliberate intent?
No.
Well, years later, they might not be on the band.
Yeah.
Trumpet solo. What's his
All right,
name?
well, fine.
The big tall guy.
Well, I didn't even say the tenor solo. Okay, now I'm done. No, well, okay, usually Jeff Driscoll's the tenor soloist, but sometimes, rarely, it's not always the same guys on the gig. That's all.
Well, usually Salazano's play that clarinet solo.
That's right.
Yeah,
No one else has, right?
Well, a couple guys, but he's the main guy, and really that is one of the biggest challenges, I think.
Yeah.
He's coming in for an interview tomorrow. We're going to talk about it because, you know what, the rest of us can play an improvised solo, and we can probably, if we make a mistake, it doesn't matter because we can just be slick about it, and it's improvised.
Right.
That solo, everybody knows what it's supposed to sound like.
That's right, and particularly that gliss.
Well, yeah.
Getting that, and Sal does an incredible job with that.
Yeah. And of course, Wayne Bergeron and Andy Martin on the trumpet solo. Of course, not that they mentioned your guys' name when they were in here earlier.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
No,
Why? Screw them.
No, but Andy has a gorgeous solo he gets to play. Charlie Morellis also plays it at times. See, that's why I didn't want to say, because it could be either Andy or Charlie, and they both sound fantastic on it.
Quit sucking up.
Jeez. No, I'm serious. They're great players.
They sound
Listen,
pretty good.
you guys.
They sound pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Charlie sounds great. Andy sounds pretty good. Too inside, sorry.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
And Wayne's solo at the end sends it off, Who else are we missing? Is there anyone else who gets featured there?
Well, I like to think that, when I play it, I just think of the composition,
Fun.
I mean, I really think that's the main thing that we're able to be a little small part in that chain,
Right.
The great lineage of that thing. So,
I tend to think that, all the charts kind of feature the drums.
what a surprise!
I was wondering what you were doing.
Whoa, give me!
I mean, it's a big band.
Well,
It's not a string quartet.
you're right about
There's
that.
a drummer in it.
Yeah, well, thank you, Rick and Bernie, for coming in and giving your valuable comments. We hope everybody enjoys the new record. And if you want to learn more about Bernie Dresel, you can go to
Facebook.
Go to Facebook. BernieDresel.com never quite got off the
I
ground.
still have stuff parked at MySpace.com. Someone's called it the, what do they call it? The graveyard of social networking.
A little bit, yeah.
Ouch.
But it's still got stuff there to look at.
Yeah.
It's got some Gordon Goodwin tunes there.
But
Is that okay?
But your Facebook, you have a heavy Facebook presence, right? So that's
Yeah.
they want to be a fan of you and your band, they should go there.
Maybe one day BernieDresel.com. It says coming soon for about 3 years now.
That's funny. That's great.
And if you want to know more about Rick Shaw, where should they go?
Well, Facebook.com is good. Coming online soon, rickshawbase.com.
There's another Rick Shaw?
Another Rick Shaw.
No, it's me!
You couldn't get the rickshaw.com domain?
Oh, right. No, I couldn't. A realtor has that, I think. I think it's some finance guy. rickshawbase.com. Or rickshawbaseonline.com.
Interesting.
I own both of those. My personal property.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing that. And thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
We're done.
In more ways than you can imagine.
Exactly.
Leave that last part.
Comedy gold.
Once again, some great information, not to mention some A-level comedy by the members of the Big Phat Band. We hope you're digging it, and we hope you tune in again for more episodes of the making of That's How We Roll.